Last night it was an all-around solid road win for the green and gold. The power returned as the A's hit 2 big flies. Jarrell Cotton was rolling until a blister got him, but the bullpen picked him up as they shut out the White Sox on the south side of Chicago in Game 1 of the series. Today, the A's youth movement continues. The organization's #1 prospect, 21-year-old infielder Franklin Barreto, will make his major league debut. It's the A's and the White Sox. Game 2 is coming up next. Well, a big day on the south side of Chicago with Mark Burley's number 56 jersey number being retired, but a big day for the Oakland A's organization as well. That is Franklin Barreto, the #1 prospect, and he is here. He's in the lineup, and he is set to go, and so are we. It's the Oakland A's and the Chicago White Sox on NBC Sports California, presented by Black Bear Diner. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. We are all excited to see Franklin Barreto. The good news is he is here and he is in the lineup. He's going to bat 7th, and he's going to play second base today for the Athletics. We've heard so much about this young man, Ray. We've seen him in spring training. He's very excited. Not a big kid, only 21 years old, but boy, he's full of athleticism, and we are just excited to see him run around on a big league field.
And you know, Kuip, he's very grounded for a 21-year-old. It's unbelievable seeing him in spring training, the way he played. But the biggest thing about the future is right now for this ball club. He was going to be here sooner or later. He's here right now.
Now the question is, does Daniel Gossett have a future with the A's? We certainly think he does, and he's going to get a chance. He's making his 3rd start today.
Well, in Miami, it was his first start. He was a little bit messed up because he was not in a regular rotation. He did better against the Astros, which you're seeing here. Good curveball, right over the top, good fastball. I think he'll be even better today because he's looking for his first major league win. He's making his 3rd major league start. Continue with the curveball, throw it hard, throw the good fastball. But I think more than anything, he's on regular turn. He had too much time off between the time that he started AAA and when he started Miami. He's on a regular turn right now.
All right, the White Sox will send the veteran right-hander James Shields to the mound. So Gossett and Shields is the pitching matchup for Game 2 of this series. And again, Franklin Barreto batting 7th and playing second base. We'll have the rest of the lineups at first pitch when we come back.
on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new sweet or spicy barbecue bacon cheeseburger and chicken sandwich. Limited time only.
Gorgeous day for baseball in Chicago and a huge crowd on hand as we're just moments away from first pitch, game 2 of this 3-game series. A's won last night. They'll try to do it again today. Game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 73 degrees, not a whole lot of humidity, and really not a whole lot of breeze. It's just a very nice warm day here in Chicago. So the crowd still filing in, although most of them were here pretty early with the pregame ceremonies honoring Mark Buehrle and the retirement ceremonies. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Starting lineup for the Athletics. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Joyce, Olsen, Healy, Davis, Alonso, Maxwell, Barreto, Brugman, and Rosales. That's your Oakland A's starting lineup.
James Shields, they called him big game. 17 start against the Athletics throughout his career. Of course, mostly in Tampa Bay and Kansas City before he signed a big contract with the Padres and then traded to these White Sox. Not so much of a changeup as in the past. More cutters, which seeing a lot of guys doing that now with the cut fastball. Fewer changeups. See how he does. And in honor of Mark Buehrle, this should be an hour-and-a-half game today. I mean, seriously.
Oh, a man can dream, Ray. First pitch of the game is a strike to Matt Joyce, so we're underway.
Well, maybe DJ Rayburn, home plate umpire, will dream like Mark Buehrle did. Mark Buehrle had already thrown 10 pitches by now.
Joyce fouls it straight back and a quick 0-2 count. Joyce is the designated hitter today. Umpires, there is DJ Rayburn calling balls and strikes. Sam Holbrook's the crew chief at first. Greg Gibson at second. Jim Wolf is at third. Shift on for Matt Joyce. Joyce with a home run last night. A's hit a couple of home runs. That's all they needed. Jarrell Cotton. With a little help from Hendricks, Madsen, Casilla, and Doolittle, and the A's had a shutout.
No swing on the check swing, appeal to third base to last night's home plate umpire Jim Wolf, who has on his resume a couple ejections in one instance last night.
1-2 pitch, roll foul behind home plate. This
Okay.
was the home run for Joyce last night, his 9th of the year.
3-2 fastball from Mike Pelfrey, and right center. Pelfrey went down to his knees thinking it's not going to go. This is a big yard, but that ball was crushed by Matt Joyce. So he gave up a 2-run shot to Chris Davis. They solo to Matt Joyce, and the A's pitching staff did a great job in shutting out the White Sox.
Another 1-2 pitch to Joyce. Lays off a pitch in the dirt. So these continue to hit a lot of home runs. This is team home run leaders in the American League. So the A's are 6th. Just a couple of home runs behind the Rangers and the Orioles. The A's have stuck around the top 5 in that category pretty much all year. Close pitch, 2-2. There's Chris Davis with 19. He hit his 19th last night.
DH last night, 2-run home run first inning.
Three-two pitch, and it's a little bit outside, and it's a leadoff walk for Joyce.
That's a great at bat, starting 0-2 and ends up walking him.
Defensively, the White Sox look like this today. In the outfield, it's Melky Cabrera in left, Alan Hansen is in center, and Maciel Garcia is in right. Frazier, Anderson, Sanchez, Abreu on the infield. Kevin Smith is doing the catching again today. Catching the veteran right-hander James Shields. First pitch to Matt Olson is hit high in the air, deep to right, and that baby's gone. Matt Olson with a big league home run, and the A's lead 2-0.
I think he knew it was gone. It was crushed. Little breaking ball. And of course, last year in the one start that Shields made, as he hits his first of his career, get the baseball, Steve Vucinich. You're so good at doing that. Big crowd today. So congratulations to Matt Olson, the future, one of the futures of this organization. And just like last night, a 2-run home run. And the A's, before Daniel Gossett takes them out like Cotton last night, at least a 2-0. That was a walk to Jed Lowry last night before the home run.
So here's Ryan Healy. First pitch to Healy is hit high and foul. Let's take a look at it again, see where the pitch was.
Just right down the middle. Breaking ball came right into his wheelhouse, right in the middle of the plate. And we talk about his patience, but also his ability to do that. He knew it was gone, and he had hit 17 in AAA before he came back, and probably here to stay. And that's not a cheapie. Just a nice swing, got the hands back, and he's a big boy. Last year he was wearing number 13, goes to 28 this year with Bruce Maxwell wearing the number 13.
40 home runs allowed last year for James Shields. This one is hit high in the air, but playable for Melky Cabrera in left. Now he drifts back, still drifting back, and he makes the catch. So that's the first out here in the first. Well, today on the 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But James Shields has had a very good career. We've seen him a lot, as Ray said, with Tampa Bay and Kansas City. But last year was just one of those seasons where he just could never get things going the right way. Of course, he was traded from the Padres to the White Sox. When it was all said and done, Shields last year went 6-19. Obviously, by far the worst year of his big league career, and he's had some good ones. He has a career record of 134 and 116, and that's pretty darn good.
You know, it seemed like when he went to San Diego, signed a huge contract, I think about 5 years, $75–80 million, and really didn't do that great there. Came to Chicago. They hoped that he would help bolster their pitching staff. And it's really, you look at 40 home runs you're giving up, as he did last year.
Yeah, he's always given up a lot of home runs, but last year was just almost off the charts.
You think of the play-in game in Kansas City. Ball was hit by Brandon Moss, who's now a member of the Royals. He had 2 that night. Won him against Shields on a changeup. That number 56 on the mound, the number that's retired, and Shields is familiar number 33. Well, last night, Chris Davis in the first inning. First pitch from Mike Pelfrey after a 4-pitch walk to Jed Lowry, straightaway center field, into the batter's eye. A nice batter's eye for the hitters, and today, Matt Olson gets the A's on the board in the first inning.
In the dirt. So 2-2 the count. Shields got to the big leagues in 2006 with the Rays, pitched half the season. And then from 2007 to 2015, 9 consecutive years of 200 innings or more each year. And that stopped last year.
But when he was traded to Kansas City on with Wade Davis, I remember he said his goal for the 5 starters was all 5 pitching 200 innings. And his resume had that number for a consistent number of years, and he wanted the same thing for the Royals.
He did his share.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch is bounced foul at the plate. So I mean, he's a workhorse, and when it's all said and done, he's going to look at his resume, and it's going to be a good one.
See the number of pitches thrown when he was a free agent. There was some concern about his number of pitches going forward. He ended up signing the 5-year deal. But some of the suitors were a little bit concerned.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. So Davis strikes out looking.
Ball really did come back that much. He has the 2-seamer along with the cutter, but it did stay kind of on the outside corner. Maybe. DJ Rayburn called a 3-2 pitch to the leadoff hitter Matt Joyce outside, and before the home run was hit, and now all of a sudden the strike zone's widened a little bit.
Pitch cast brought to you by PenFed Credit Union. 2 outs for Yonder Alonso. Well, one more note on Shields, Ray. He was on the disabled list for a little bit. He made 3 starts, then went on the disabled list with a lat strain, and this is his 2nd start back from the disabled list. First time in his career that he's been on the disabled list. So that's how durable he's been.
And as a result, record 1-0.
Remember when he struggled with the Padres and then they traded him. And remember he came here and his first couple starts with the White Sox were just awful. And then he got a little better as the season went on, but still trying to bounce back. And this is his 5th start and he's pitched pretty well. But he's got another year left on that big contract he signed, so White Sox are hoping that he gets back to his old form. 2-1 to Yonder Alonso. And now 3-1.
I think a veteran pitcher says, I need to get certain pitches that are called for me instead of the other way. But since umpires are graded now, and every time they umpire behind the plate, that has changed considerably.
Alonso on 3-1 hits it very high and foul down the left field line. So full count. 2-run homer by Matt Olson, his first big league home run, and the A's have a 2-0 lead here in the 1st. And that misses outside, so another walk. 2nd walk of the inning. And here's Bruce Maxwell. Franklin Barreto pops out into the on-deck circle for the first time as a big leaguer.
Well, there's a gentleman that's got to be very happy for Barreto, of course, himself and his family, but Ozzie Guillen's from Caracas, same place as Franklin Barreto. And Ozzie in the house today, former manager, former player of the White Sox.
Maxwell takes first pitch, a strike.
Ozzie, I'm sure, a great shortstop that he was, would be happy to see Barreto from his own country.
.26 pitches in the 1st inning for James Shields. There's a strike on the outside corner.
You know, all these fans here, and this is almost a sellout. They all remember Mark Burley pitching, and they're wondering, what's going on today?
Why is this taking so long? A terrific pregame celebration honoring Mark Burley. His number's retired, number 56. We'll show you some of that as the day goes on.
Backdoor cutter, and he thought he had a strike. DJ Rayburn said no. Something about hitters on the right side, as you saw Chris Davis struck out, called out on a pitch that was close. Lefties, though, not the case.
Maxwell does go around on a pitch in the dirt, so a couple of strikeouts, couple of walks, but more importantly for the A's, a 2-run homer for Matt Olson, his first major league home run. So the A's lead 2-0 after a half an inning. 1-0 lead. Let's look at the White Sox starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and here it is. Alan Hansen's the leadoff hitter. Then it's Melky Cabrera, Jose Abreu, Avisail Garcia, Todd Frazier, Matt Davidson, Tim Anderson, Kevin Smith, Yolmer Sanchez. That's the White Sox lineup.
Daniel Gossett on the mound for the Athletics, his third major league start, still looking for his first win. Of course, the inflated ERA, a result of his first start against the Marlins down in Miami. He did get a sacrifice down. He got his first major league hit. He also scored for first base, but a little bit different now as he's pitching on regular term.
Rays defense: Chris Davis, Jacob Bruckman, Matt Olson in the outfield, Healy, Rosales, Barreto, Alonso on the infield, with Bruce Maxwell catching. So Franklin Barreto will lead off the top of the second inning.
That's pretty impressive when you wear number 1. Top prospect put on the number 1. Of course, that's a result of Steve Vucinich.
Well, I thought that's why he had number 1. I thought it was like the old Yankee lineups, right? Babe Ruth number 3 because he hit third. Lou Gehrig number 4 because he hit fourth.
Right.
But that would mean Matt Olson's the 28th ace prospect,
Right.
and I think he's higher than that.
I think so too.
2-0 to Alan Hansen, switch hitter. We saw Hansen come in the game last night and play second base. He's in center field today. In first strike. Hansen playing in just his 11th game. Cabrera to follow, and then Abreu for the White Sox.
Well, Gossett needs to take advantage of the 2-0 lead, get back in the dugout, and not give the White Sox any chance to come back.
So 3-1 to Hansen. That one's bounced. Barreto ranging far to his left, grabs it, fires to first, and that's the first out. So
welcome to the big leagues. It's pretty neat. Playing second and shortstop. Good range going to his left. Planted himself, and a nice easy throw to Alonso. So welcome to the show, Franklin Barreto. And I think it's also appropriate that Miguel Tejada and Barry Zito's bobblehead this weekend. We hope, or next weekend, hope that both can be there. We know for sure that Barry, and hope that Miguel, because he's going to see a lot of himself in Franklin Barreto. That's what he did at AAA.
So mostly shortstop in AAA.
Which means that he's at second base, having played a lot of shortstop, he has a very strong arm, which he has shown that.
Curve first strike, and it's 0-2 to Melky Cabrera.
Curveball for Daniel Gossett last Monday against the Astros was outstanding. A pitch that he relied on a lot.
Pitched well against those Astros, but took the loss. Final score was 4-1 Monday at the Coliseum. Gossett threw 100 pitches in that start. Made 11 starts in AAA. And this is his third big league start. Second round pick of the A's in 2014. Foul right to the screen. So the major league debut was in Miami, and things were a little rocky.
A lot going on in Miami. When you're in the National League Park, you have to hit. You haven't hit since high school. A little bit difficult, but he did well.
More action for Barreto. Gets a nice hop, and that's out number 2.
But Chad Pinder on the disabled list. Franklin Barreto called up. It started really when he tried to beat out this infield hit, and his left hamstring was the one was injured. And then a play up the middle, he felt he just did not have the explosion to go after a ball, and that was not it. It's when he was trying to field the ball to his left at that point. And you know, Cop, we talked about it a little bit, and he said he was so bummed out because he knew he was finished. He knew his hamstring was hurt so badly at that time and was upset. And he said he felt embarrassed that he didn't go after the ball, and it took Sanchez trying to go to second before he did. But he was thinking more about his hamstring hurt so much that he knew he was going to be finished and have to go on the disabled list, and that's where he is now.
Abreu, shallow center. Brugman with a diving catch takes a hit away from Jose Abreu. Nice play by Jacob Brugman to end the bottom of the first. Franklin Barreto will lead things off when we come back. Second inning, A's with a 2-0 lead, so Franklin Barreto making his big league debut at the plate. Had a couple of ground balls in the bottom of the first. He faces James Shields. First pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Barreto's numbers in AAA: 8 homers, 32 RBIs, a .281 batting average. And that one off his foot, rolls all the way out to shortstop, so the count quickly 0-2. Barreto turned 21 years old in February.
The fastball inside, and this one off his chin, it looked like, and ended up out at second at shortstop and hard part of the leg.
And a big curve, and Barreto on 3 pitches strikes out. So that's the 3rd strikeout for Shields.
Shields is just as much trying to get himself on track, and throws a very good curveball, a little 12-6 curve. And Barreto really too close to take.
So 1 away. Here's Brugman. Brugman 245 with 5 RBIs. Made a nice catch to end the first.
You look at the lineup today of the Athletics. You're looking at center, right, third, second, catch and pitch. 6 of the 10 on the field. All rookies. And Bob Miller's happy. He said, I like it. He said, this is a good group of guys to manage, and he said, might as well see them now instead of waiting.
Right field. Garcia's going back. Garcia near the wall. He leaps, and that baby's gone. Brugman has his first big league home run.
Well, you make a nice catch defensively, and that quickly hit your first major league home run. And Ryan Heaney looking out in right field, trying to figure out a way to get the ball.
Yeah, they're working on it out there. The A's bullpen is immediately headed over there. And
I think they're going up the steps, aren't they? Is that the...
Well, there's a couple security guys that are going to help out the situation. So, yeah, the security's talking to the gentleman who has it. So, decent chance that get that ball back. Olson's ball went well into the crowd. That may be a little bit more difficult.
And there goes one of the balls. How many baseballs do you want to get that first one?
There's a little area out there where Bregman's ball landed, where there's just less people. And above that is where
they got
the real bleachers start.
They got it, Cap. I think that's it. Just thrown down right there. And they must have gotten the first one also of Olson.
Rosales line drive, left field, base hit, extra bases. Cabrera picks it up, and Adam Rosales has a one-out double.
Now for Jacob Brugman, and this is what he saw. 2-0, a fastball, 89 miles per hour, and no movement at all except going over the fence. Nice swing by Jacob Brugman. So hit it, run, enjoy it. And the A's able to secure it. Oh, it bounced. Wow.
It's gonna feel good. Matt Joyce swings over top. Oh, I can't believe it.
That's great. And the nice thing, Cap, we get to watch it. Get to see these kids play and get their first hits and first home runs. And it's kind of fun to watch.
1-1 to Matt Joyce, who walked and scored. Well, there's going to come a time, maybe in the next 3 or 4 weeks, Ray, where there'll be some tough decisions to make, because Chapman will come off the disabled list fairly soon. Marcus Simeon's on a rehab assignment. And we don't know how long Pinder's going to be out. Maybe a little while with a hamstring. Got to be careful with that. But that's 3 infield players. Of course, Pinder plays the outfield as well. But think about those guys. And then the rest of the gang. Graveman's still out. Triggs is going to be out for a while.
Bassett had his back throwing again.
Abreu, the first baseman, much taller than Sanchez, and he steps in front of him.
See, for Chris Bassett, Tommy John surgery, he's under the new rules of the CBA where for a pitcher you go out for 30 days, but you can extend it based on the agreement of both the management of the club and the player. And when he started the clock, I'm sure it's going to exceed that, and they'll start it all over again, at least have the extensions. But I agree with you that now Pinder said he's going to go back and have an MRI on his hamstring. He'll hope it's just an issue that he has to deal with to get well.
And that hit Olson. Just got him. So Olson will head to first base. So runners at first and second, 2 outs.
Raised him on the left kneecap as it went past the front side of his body, then got him on the back side, I guess.
So Ryan Healy steps up, chance to knock in a run. Healy hit a fly ball to left field in the first. Healy was 1 for 4 last night. Grounds this one up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Rosales will round third. He will score easily, and Healy with a 2-out RBI hit, and the A's lead 4-0. So Healy gets RBI number 45.
Now Healy, like the veteran on this ball club with all the kids coming up. He was up last year, so little contribution himself on a slider away from him, went out and got it and hit it into left center. Similar to what he did last night. Rosales with a double, 2 outs. He scored with a couple of outs.
So here's Chris Davis. So 2 in the first, 2 here in the second for the A's against James Shields, who has thrown 44 pitches to get 5 outs. And Shields has always been a guy who he will show his frustration as well, and he's doing it a little bit right now.
August the 19th, 14th start with the White Sox for big game James Shields, and Chris Davis home run number 31 on a 2-2 pitch. I think he knew it was gone. Both of them did. So Shields kind of ducked his head. That ball went very deep. See the Xfinity sign was below that. Mentioned the 40 home runs hit last year against Shields. 3 of them hit by the Athletics in 1 game. So one of them Chris Davis.
Davis today struck out looking in the first inning. Also had a single to go with his home run last night. A's were actually out hit by the White Sox last night 7-5, but it doesn't matter because the A's hit a couple of home runs, and the White Sox, all 7 of their hits were singles. That one kind of sat on the inside corner. Davis swings through it. 1-1 the count.
Oh, and Davidson hit his ball in the 9th inning. Bruce Maxwell said no. Fortunately, it's towards the end of the bat, and Brugman caught it at the warning track in center. But it was a scary moment for the Athletics, because that one swing of the bat could have tied it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that 9th inning last night, and what I realized is it was a little scarier than I thought.
Exactly.
And the Alonso play, the A's got a little bit of a break there. The ball bounced right back to Yonder, and he was able to get it out at second. And then the last guy of the game hits the ball to deep center field.
It might go today that same time because of being daytime. The ball typically carries better.
Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Davis still standing there. He can't believe it, but the A's get 2 more runs. The first one coming on Jacob Brugman's first big league home run. Here it is. So 4-0 A's as we go to the bottom of the 2nd. Bottom of the 2nd, Brugman and Olsen, their first major league home runs. So big day for those 2 gentlemen, and a lot of runs for Daniel Gossett early. See how he handles that as he faces Garcia, Frazier, and Davidson, 3 big power hitters.
One thing we noticed with Daniel Gossett, his windup, it's almost like a stretch, but said he worked with Gil Patterson. He's roving minor league pitching instructor because he's with the Athletics.
What a play by Healy. His throw in time to get Garcia. Terrific play by Ryan Healy.
Incredible play. Gets a 2-out base hit, drives in a run, and goes down the line, robbing Garcia of extra bases to the slide and strong arm, getting up and throwing. And they played so well last year in those games after the All-Star break, and did not come out for defense, making a play like that. You kind of wonder why. And Trevor Plouffe traded. He's now with Tampa Bay, so maybe Ryan Healy will get extended time until Matt Chapman comes back. We'll see what happens at that point. That's an excellent play.
There's Frazier. Frazier acts like he's going to bunt. Don't know that he will, but he takes the strike. Frazier, 12 homers, 35 RBIs, but a very low batting average of 206. Kind of the situation with Frazier last year as well. He hit 225, but he had 40 home runs. That's right, 40, and 98 RBIs. Two-one pitch, swung over top, 2-2.
A 3-2 curveball to get Cabrera out with the ground ball to second. A breaking ball there, 2-1 count.
Tried it again. This time Frazier lays off, so the count is 3-2.
Back to what Gil Patterson said about the windup of Gossett. He said trying to minimize the movement. He had too much movement in his windup, so he is really gone just a little step to get some momentum and then lets it go.
And Frazier swings and misses. So earlier today was a terrific pregame ceremony honoring Mark Buehrle. His jersey number 56 was retired, and boy, you want to talk about a fan favorite.
Yeah,
he is a fan favorite for many different reasons, but it was a White Sox really did a terrific job. A couple of vehicles, and there's the uniform number retired, and all the White Sox players obviously were out there, and a whole bunch of the A's players were out there. How about this? This was our favorite part. That's his young son Braden, who sang the national anthem, and he was awesome. So you thought that was good. Well, then they sent their young daughter Brooklyn out to throw at the first pitch, and she hustled out there and she threw. We're going to give her a high strike. So quite a day for the Buehrle family.
Well, the nice thing, of course, Mark Buehrle never known for a lot of velocity. Said she threw 85, he threw 77 in his prime.
It's all right.
That was perfect.
He was fine with that. So we'll talk a little bit about the career of Mark Buehrle when we come back. 4-0 A's after 2.
Brought to you by Black Bear Diner. Feed your inner bear.
Welcome back to Chicago. The A's leading the White Sox 4-0 in the top of the third. 2 in the first, 2 in the second for the A's. First pitch to Yonder Alonso is a little bit low. So we were talking about Mark Buehrle and the wonderful pregame ceremonies, and that's the main reason why this huge crowd is here. In fact, this is the biggest crowd we've seen here in a long time now.
It's nice that they showed up, and it's nice that they were recognized by Mark Buehrle as well as Big Hurt Frank Thomas, who's in Cooperstown. He's already had his number retired here, along with Pudge Fisk, who's also a Hall of Famer. A great crowd, and of course this was kind of the stadium that was built, that everybody built after them and said we don't want it to be like this park because it's too high upper deck. They've changed a little bit, but still nice to see a huge crowd today.
I tell you what, you really start examining the numbers in the career of Mark Buehrle, and you may be able to make the point that he's a little underrated. I mean, I'll show you some of his resume, and I think he is underrated. Maybe not here in Chicago. I'm talking about around the rest of baseball. 3-1 to Yonder Alonso. Yonder rolls it foul back to the screen. So 16 seasons, most of them with the White Sox. He won 214 games, a 214-160 record. That's very good. 14 straight seasons of 200 innings pitched, 15 straight seasons of 30 or more starts. I mean, you really can go on and on and on. Buehrle had one losing season in his career. 2006, he went 12-13. You go 12-13 now, you make $20 million a year.
And probably the only sad part about his career is that after here he went to Miami, signed a huge contract there, then traded to Toronto, and is supposed to be a no trade clause, which he agreed to, but unfortunately the owner didn't agree to it.
Melky Cabrera onto the warning track and makes a catch. He's also got a couple of no hitters. One of them was a perfect game, and here it is. It was in 2009.
Yeah, this Alexi Ramirez, the final, but Dwayne Wise in center field made the catch that probably preserved it. That was the final out. Similarly to perfect game. Dallas Braden pitched. That's his family, his son. Of course, that was 2000. But I think the irony of this whole thing is Maxwell again going opposite field. But figure that the Lair would have it. Top of the ninth, it goes in for defense. Dwayne Wise, and watch this play. Gabe Kapler, and off the wall, comes down and cradles it, comes up with it, and you can still hear the Hawk saying, "Mercy!" What a play! And
Dwayne Wise.
And Buehrle just couldn't believe it. He probably brought him a Rolex.
Right there.
The catch right there.
That's good stuff. So here's Franklin Barreto for his second big league at bat. He struck out on 3 pitches last inning.
Many thought
down and away.
And many thought after he retired, of course, last year with Toronto, thought maybe he would sign with the Cardinals because he grew up and still lives in that area around St. Louis. They thought maybe he would go there. Probably the highlight of his career was the fact that he worked quickly, didn't overpower anybody. And I think the person in charge of the Diamond Division, when his daughter Brooklyn threw out the first pitch, I think that said it all. She threw harder than he did in his entire career. But I mean, that's.
But her number isn't retired.
No. But, and you know, there won't be pitchers like that anymore. Guys that just get the ball in rapid fire. And he almost knew what he was going to do even before the catcher put down the sign. And he probably never shook off a catcher. He probably took too much time.
You know what's funny is as you say that, you say there may never be guys like that, and you know what, you're right, but the real question is why not?
I agree. They should count.
Oh my goodness, wouldn't he be the first guy you would watch?
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
If you were a young pitcher and how to work.
And he probably was upset if the game took more than 2 hours, and here we're dealing with 3 and hoping to get under 3.
And I think the working quickly thing was just, I mean, it was just what he did. I think the thing, just having really probably average stuff, but being able to win 214 big league games. That's what kids should watch and see how he moved the ball in and out, pitch to contact.
Don Cooper, the pitching coach, would love to have him, guys like him.
Barreto gets jammed and taps it foul. Count remains 2-2.
Don Cooper, one of the speakers today, along with Big Hurt Frank Thomas. Because they did it right. They had so many of the players from the history of the White Sox, and of course from the 2005 World Championship.
Ozzie Guillen got probably the biggest ovation outside of Burley. 2-2 to Barreto. Setting up inside. Barreto hits one high in the air, left center field. Hit pretty well. Melky Cabrera's back, and that baby is gone.
How about that? Now they got to get 3 baseballs.
A high towering shot by Franklin Barreto in his second big league game, or his second big league at bat. And the A's have a 6-0 lead. What a moment.
Well, you think about 3 players in one day in 3 innings. Olsen, Brugman, and now Barreto. All 3 kids getting the first major league home runs. And for Barreto, he strikes out, and then his first major league hit, a home run. And they've all done it. They'll remember against James Shields.
Yeah, Shields is probably thrilled at that honor.
They were booing him after Barreto's home run. So that one in left field, the other 2 in right field. So I'll tell you what, Steve Vucinich is the best. He's got his work cut out for him all day today. Well, he'll be sitting next to Barreto.
He needs to get out there and get cheers. This one tapped slowly right side. Bregman hustling, and he's out. He almost beat him out. Let's take another look. Let's see where the pitch was. It looked like they tried to get in on Franklin Barreto a little bit.
They were living. The breaking ball is inside, and then the fastball
right out over the plate.
Oh man, it's a high towering. That just shows the power of the young man. And I would think wherever Miguel Cabrera is right now, he's got a big smile on his face. And he had the smile Barreto did to Steve Scarsone, who managed him. And, and so now Steve Scarsone is shaking hands with all these guys that he managed. Now he's a third base coach.
You're not in Nashville anymore?
And by the way, Steve Scarsone changed his number to 15. Steve Vucinich said, "You want to stick with 67?" He said, "What are the options?" He said, "I'll take 15. So Tim Hudson, wherever you are, that was one of the last to wear, but that's great. Smiles galore. Not a former athletic.
Rosales doubled and scored in the second inning. He scored on Healy's base hit.
First major league hit, young man. It's a home run. First major league hit.
Got a hug from Jacob Brugman. Yeah. Brugman's a veteran.
Yeah. He may not stop smiling. He wasn't going to be in the lineup originally.
He was not.
He was not in the lineup. Fastball, a little bit up, running down the middle of the plate. That wasn't even a fastball, it was a changeup. My mistake. That's 82-mile-an-hour changeup. Big game James with a changeup, and he got beat by it.
Well, Jed Lowry was in the lineup originally. Lowry with a little bit of a sore knee, so Barreto, who was here in plenty of time, he got here this morning, but he was not in the lineup. But when Lowry could not go, they inserted Barreto, and he's got a home run. I want to say Mickey Morabito said Nashville was in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
So it's not a real long flight.
No.
Oklahoma City to Chicago.
But unfortunately, I mean, Mickey had to put together a quick flight because it was Pinder after the game who was told he's going on disabled list. So all that took place after the game. So Ryan Christensen has lost some pretty good players. He managed with the Triple H Nashville Sounds. But those managers are always happy when they can tell the young players to go to the big leagues.
He's been doing that a lot lately. Gonzalez went around as they check with the first base umpire Sam Holbrook. But another big moment. We've had one in each inning for the Athletics. This one, Franklin Barreto in his first big league game. Go. He go. 6-0. A's lead the White Sox.
Put it on the board.
Maybe he should keep it serious. You know what? We'll smile for him.
Absolutely.
2-run homer.
Let's
check this out.
So his first pitch slider, 2-0 fastball, 2-2 changeup, 2-run home runs for all three of them. And they're giving all that support to their teammate, Daniel Gossett, who's trying to pick up his first major league victory. Could be a lot of firsts today.
Well, we got three firsts that are a very, very big deal.
Yep. Well, you know what's nice too, Kai? You think about the scouts who watch these kids and sign them and recommended them, and of course the A's organization, to be able to sign them and have them in the big leagues and have all this happen today. I mean, congratulations, Eric Kubota and his scouting staff and all those great scouts who are out and watching players from the beginning of their careers and then watch them through high school or college and recommended they be drafted and signed. And
I was thinking about that too, Ray. We see these kids. Okay, you see them in spring training a little bit, and then you see them when they get to the big leagues. Well, these scouts saw them when they were in high school.
Exactly.
When they're 16, 17, 18 years old. And to Barreto, who was shifted towards second base. And Tim Anderson is retired. One away here in the bottom of the third.
And let's not forget Keith Letman, director of player development. I mean, he sees all those kids right out after they are signed, drafted, or whatever, and takes them through the system. Ted Polakowski, who's instrumental down in Mesa throughout the entire season when the players go there, extended spring training and rehab assignments. So there's a lot in the organization, and we are fortunate to see the finished product here. But man, there's so much that goes into developing the players. So congratulations to all of those who have been instrumental and continue to work hard. Eric Kubota was telling us in Oakland, goes out for the summer whatever they call it, where they're watching players for next year's draft already. They just drafted players trying to get them signed, and all of a sudden they're all out looking again for future players.
More action for Barreto, one hopper. grabs that one on the first 2 away. You know, we always tease Eric Caboto after the draft. Say, Eric, you can take a little break. And that's not the way it works.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, they're constant. I mean, Eric is the director of scouting, but so many under. And you know, seeing Ed Sprague Jr., who is in the A's organization, and seeing him at the Coliseum when they had their meetings for a week prior to the draft and working out some of the players. But it's fun to see them. And a couple hopefully in this upcoming weekend with Barry Zito and Miguel Tejada. 2 guys have had tremendous careers.
Here's Yolmer Sanchez. He's the switch hitting second baseman, hitting 9th today. Gossett has retired the first 8 in the ball game. Pours that one in there first strike. Gossett has 1 strikeout. And 5 ground ball outs, a couple of fly ball outs.
Well, the one thing he did say, I know I've said it before, but every pitcher wants to be on their normal turn. With the exception of his major league debut, Gossett with Houston last Monday. In Chicago today, he's been on normal turn.
Barreto's been busy. Handles a tough little hop. Looked like it may have come up on him a little bit. So Sanchez is aboard. It'll be an E4.
And you think about Mark Burley, who pitched a perfect game. If this had happened, it would not have been a perfect game. He did pitch a no-hitter and a perfect game, but you're right, ball came up, hit him in the heel of the glove, and Sanchez runs too well for him to recover and throw quickly enough to get it.
So first error in this series for the A's, their 69th of the year. So now to the top of the order, and Alan Hansen. So Gossett will try to pitch to the air and get the 3rd out. Hansen is a switch hitter. 80 miles an hour, and it drops in there first strike. Hansen has only been with the White Sox for a couple of weeks. He was originally with the Pittsburgh Pirates. In fact, the Pirates designated him for assignment on the 2nd of June, and the White Sox grabbed him on the 9th of June. Healy coming over near the seats, and he just runs out of room. There's a railing there, and then there's.
He just banged himself too.
He did. If you can get around that railing, there's a little room there between the steps and the tarp, but you got to navigate around a little bit. Not easy to do.
And that's when he banged his upper leg, wrist. Who knows what he got. So our number 25, you know, Mark McGuire started for 3rd base also. First.
Move to first.
Yep, just maybe where Ryan Heat is going to be.
It's a base hit right field. Sanchez rounds 2nd. Sanchez is going to head for 3rd, and he'll make it. So 1st and 3rd, 2 outs.
Well, after the error, then the fastball, a little bit too much to the plate on 2-2. And Hansen able to get the first hit for the White Sox. So it's a great Hawk Harrelson, who is the master of ceremonies for this event today, would say, cancel the press conference.
No hitters over.
Yeah. Now just got to get out of the inning. Oh, the left-handed hitter is Barreto. Is busy and has been busy today already.
First pitch to Melky Cabrera is a strike. Cabrera grounded out to second in the first inning. He was 1 for 4 last night. So the White Sox trying to get on the board. He's left the door open a little bit with the Barreto air with 2 outs. Barreto cannot quite get it. Run comes in to score. Hansen's going to go to third, and the White Sox are indeed on the board as Melky Cabrera rolls one into right field. So the air comes back to hurt the A's. An air and then 2 straight singles.
Same side of the field on the right side with Cabrera fighting there. Barreto doing his best to go after it, but could not get to it. And with the runners being held at first base, that does open up a big gap between first and second.
So Cabrera gets his 41st RBI of the year. And now the big fella comes up, Jose Abreu. Abreu lined out to Brugman in center. Brugman made a nice play to end the first. That one bounced foul.
Yeah, this is strange. Batting average high, road games. He's hit all 13 home runs. Let's hope he keeps it that way. Got through last night. White Sox will be at the Coliseum on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of July. Celebrate America's birthday at the Coliseum.
Gossett with a nice play. Gets back up, throws to first, side retired. So a run, a couple of hits, an air, and we're through 3 from Chicago. 6-1 A's.
15,000 fans will receive a G-Eazy bobblehead that plays an audio message from the man himself, all presented by Majestic. This bobblehead features Oakland's own G-Eazy, the world-famous rapper and lifelong A's fan. Plus, he will be at the game to throw out the ceremonial first pitch that night. For tickets, visit athletics.com/promotions. What if MC Hammer could catch the first pitch? G-Eazy and MC Hammer.
Couple rappers.
A couple of Oakland icons.
Top of the order for the A's. Matt Joyce to lead it off. Walk and a pop out for Joyce. James Shields is starving for a quick inning. And he's thrown a whole bunch of pitches. That was number 75.
Same with Mike Pelfrey last night. 106, did not get through the 5th inning. He's thrown a breaking pitch, and he's almost thrown it for a swing and miss, but guys are not offering at it, which credit to them. He's not long for the game. That's Michael Noah up again.
Like a high cutter. 2-2 the count. Olsen to follow, and then Healy here in the 4th inning. There's a line drive and a base hit to center field. So that is hit number 7 for the A's.
He just can't put them away. I mean, that pitch was up, very hittable. And Matt Joyce, pitch running away from him. Former teammates in St. Pete, the Tampa Bay Rays. Gets the better of him on this one. Bad pitch on 2 strikes.
Just went over 2,000 career strikeouts. 81st pitcher in Major League history to do that. So that's not too shabby. Needed 4 coming into today. He's got 5.
What was that stat we showed at the beginning with 34,000 pitches?
There's a lot of chucks in that arm.
A lot of pronation of the elbow. And plus, he's given up 3 home runs today to 3 rookies.
Olsen got him in the 1st inning for his first big league home run. There's a strike. 1-1 the count. This is it. Very 1st inning.
After a walk to Matt Joyce, breaking ball cutter right in the wheelhouse. You can see the reaction of Shields and also the reaction of Matt Olsen to hit his first big lead.
Olsen then in the 2nd inning was hit by a pitch.
Dallas Braden pitched his perfect game on Mother's Day 2010 against the Tampa Bay Rays. Same for Mark Burnett. So both times the perfect games, which actually were back-to-back. Burnett had called Dallas Braden after his perfect game. You have to give Joe Madden, the manager of those teams, credit because he did not pinch hit one batter in either game. Looking at the box score from Burley's, 27 up, 27 down. And not one pinch hitting row. 6 strikeouts. Jason Bartlett the final out. Gabe Kapler the final out. With Braden, Kapler in the lineup also hitting 7th.
So 3-2 to Olsen. Joyce with his lead, not a real big lead, now inches off a little further. He's not going anywhere, and the ball is fouled toward Ryan Healy in the on-deck circle.
That's what you try to do as a hitter. You fooled on a breaking pitch, might have been out of the strike zone, but any way to make contact, to be able to stay alive, get another swing, another pitch. Matt Olsen just did it. He's got a very good eye, and the ability to foul off tough pitches might be even better for him.
And the pitch is outside. He walked in. Single and a walk to open up the 4th. And that's going to do it for James Shields. That's the third walk by Shields, and he's going to be done for the afternoon. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. In the top of the fourth, 2 on, nobody out. A name that many A's fans recognize, but never saw pitch in the big leagues. Michael Anoa. Coming out of the White Sox bullpen now. Michael Anoa, of course, the A's signed to a very large amateur contract out of the Dominican Republic. He was just a youngster, just 17 years old when the A's signed him, but he just never could stay healthy.
That's the key. Yeah.
And it ended up when the A's went after Jeff Samardzija. That was when the A's sent Jeff Samardzija to the White Sox. They sent Anoa along with him.
And he made his first appearance against his former team in the same game that James Shields pitched last year on the 19th of August. Pitched an inning in a game the A's won 8-0.
Center field. Hanson's back. Hanson turns around. He's going to have room. He makes the catch. Both runners are tagging, and both runners are going to move up. No. Olson is out at second base. So Joyce easily makes it to third, but Olson, if he's going to do that, he has to make sure that he makes it, and he did not.
Well, a good idea, but the center fielder, Hanson, made the right play. Strong throw into second base. Get the ball back in as quickly as possible, and you're able to get the double play, which he did, and very happy. So aggressiveness on the base pass, while good, he could have taken off, saw the throw was coming in, and stopped and gotten back to first base easily, but he did keep running.
So here's Chris Davis. Chris Davis has struck out twice looking. So 8-4 on the double play.
This kid's got a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and he's throwing nothing but sliders.
Yep. See that a lot, huh?
Unfortunately. Unfortunately. And, you know, you keep throwing them and fall behind. Ultimately, you got to throw the pitch you should be throwing in the first place.
is the fastball. So in that trade, when the A's sent Samardzija and Anoa to the White Sox, the A's got Bassett, Fegley, Marcus Semien, and an infielder, Ravello. So Marcus Semien and Fegley, the biggest names there. Bassett still coming back from surgery.
And Semien got a base hit against him against Anoa last year in that August 29th game.
Right field, Garcia circles underneath, stops, waits, makes the catch, side retired. So the A's do not score. They get a hit and a walk, but nothing else. Bottom of the fourth coming up. Story brought to you by McDonald's. On this date in 1979, future Hall of Famer Rickey Henderson makes his major league debut with the A's. The 20-year-old singles and doubles and swipes his first career base, wearing number 39. Of course, he went on to steal 1,406 stolen bases. That may be the only one he did with a feet-first slide.
That's right.
So the baseball's all-time leader in runs, stolen bases, and leadoff home runs, finished with 3,055 hits.
First ballot Hall of Famer. The coach at first base, you can see the name Walls. Lee Walls, probably as instrumental as anyone for the outfielders, but for Rickey, his debut, and if this young man, Franklin Barreto, is anything like Rickey, A's, they're going to have another great one on their hands. I think he's already shown that. But Lee Walls worked with Armas, Murphy, and Rickey on a daily basis. Yeah, we talk about a great outfield with those three out there. Spent all the time working with them and made them some of the best outfielders in baseball.
1-2. See out Garcia, and now it's 0-2. Garcia was robbed of a hit by Healy in the second inning. Garcia still leading the league in hitting. 341 coming in. Dickerson's at 330. Judge 329. Swing and a miss. Good curveball. So second strikeout. Who's that, Ray?
Dan Mazzaro. Right here in Chicago. Yeah, absolutely. Excellent pitcher, and probably the one that's most notable was in New York. A rain delay. Alice Brayton. Oh, thanks, Larry. You got all those goodies. Yeah, New Jersey.
4 walks, a strikeout, 105 pitches in his big league debut.
Nice young man.
There's a period of time where the A's were hoping they had something with Cahill, Anderson, and Mazzaro.
That's right.
Cahill had a couple good years, as did Brett Anderson, but Mazzaro showed some flashes, but really none of them ever kind of put it all together.
Brett was hurt too much, still is. Cahill's, I think he was in the rotation of the Padres. He was in the bullpen of the world champion Cubs last year. So told that Mazzaro's in the Reds organization, the minor leagues.
3-1 to Todd Frazier, who struck out in the second inning. And now 3-2. So Frazier 0 for 5 in the series.
Over the breaking pitch and did it with a slider. His first at bat, struck out Frazier. Trying to do it again this time. Not better for Daniel Gossett today, as he's got some run support, 6 runs, and now 1 unearned run in his side.
And that one off the plate on 3-2. So Frazier with a 1-out walk.
He was upset throwing the pitch low, overthrown a little bit to throw it out of the strike zone for his first walk. Interviewed Daniel Gossett on the radio side, and I was shocked to hear him say 3 years at Clemson, and he wanted to go to college so he could learn how to fail. He never experienced it in high school. Still puzzles me that somebody would actually say that, number one, to be that young and say it. But he had a lot of success in high school, Carolinas, Clemson, where he never got to swing a bat. Got a hit, plus a sacrifice. So you see the birthplace. He went to Clemson for 3 years. But you play at this level, you are going to have some ups and downs. It's how do you deal with those, how you handle them, and he felt that he learned how to Clemson and handle them here.
Just foul. He dove for it. So 0-2 to Matt Davidson.
Well, he pulled it. Nice effort by Heath. At that point, he did not know if it's fair or foul. Nothing else. Try to prevent extra bases.
Let's see if Gossett can put Davidson away. Hit a fly ball to center field, his first at bat. 6-1, the A's lead. The A's have 7 hits. White Sox have just 2. That 1 run by the White Sox, an unearned run. Up the middle. Rosales has it go right under his legs. So Frazier goes to third, and it's 1st and 3rd. That may have been a double play ball. And
I think it was.
Rosie just missed it.
Just an easy double play, and Rosie saying, "Pick me up, get it to me again, and I'll make the play." And just a ball that scooted on the glove. It was tailor-made. Might have been going over just to catch feed to Barreto, and didn't catch the ball. Stayed down. He came up right here. Watch him come up. Ball stayed down. He was ready to flip it. Barreto at second base, and the old saying about catch the ball first, and of course he knows that. Now once again an error has opened the door for the White Sox.
So that's a straight 70 errors. And here's Tim Anderson, who takes a pitch a little bit inside. Anderson was thrown out of the game last night, so he only had a couple of at-bats in that game. Fouls it straight back. Anderson was given a one of those pre-arbitration extensions by the White Sox. This past offseason, a 6-year, $25 million deal. So that tells you what the White Sox feel about this young shortstop.
Tells you how smart the young man is, too. Evan Longoria did it when he came up. He took a huge contract, I want to say mid-40s, for about 8 years. And people said, how can you do that? He said, I'm set for life.
Yep.
And now he's over 100 now.
Anderson was first-round draft pick of the White Sox in 2013. This one's hit to left center field. Bregman on the move, and he's going to get there, and he makes the catch. Tagging up is Frazier. He'll come in to score, so that makes it a 6-2 game.
Well, last night, this was Jim Wolf, a ball that was topped and in fair territory. He was okay until he walked back, and right there he said something even worse when he turned his back and said something much worse, I guess. And Rick Renteria came out and said he was ejected also. So Jim Wolf took his pen out and started writing down 2 names, Anderson and Renteria, ejected.
So here's Kevin Smith, the catcher. Fouls it straight back. Smith grounded out to second. His first at bat.
One thing you look at for Daniel Gossett, who has pitched well, a couple of errors behind him which have not helped. The error scored, the walk is scored. But you start looking at the pitches he's thrown after what should have been inning-ending plays, and he continues out there. And he could have had a double play back in the dugout. Anderson 4 pitches and 2 to this hitter.
61 pitches for Gossett. That one right past Maxwell. So Davidson will go to second base.
They spiked this one. Pitch location inside, way outside.
So now 2-1 with a runner in scoring position. So the White Sox trying to creep back into this game. There's a strike. 2-2. And errors will allow a team to creep back into it, unfortunately.
Well, to your point, 3 home runs and errors.
So 2-2. Kevin Smith, the White Sox catcher. And he swings and misses, so a big strikeout for Gossett. His 3rd strikeout in the game. Another run for the White Sox. So we're going to the 5th. 6-2 A's lead.
family-friendly fireworks a day early with the A's. The biggest and best fireworks show in Northern California is presented by MLB The Show, only on PlayStation. We'll follow the A's and the White Sox game on July the 3rd. Plus, you can enjoy this free fireworks show right on the field. For tickets, visit athletics.com/happy. That's athletics.com/happy. So, signs throughout driving. See, fireworks are illegal. You see all those signs around Contra Costa County, and probably in the dryness, they don't want to take any chances. But you can go to the Coliseum, see some great fireworks on Monday night, July the 3rd. Have all day the 4th. Maybe even have a picnic. Come to the ball game and have one there.
5th inning, the A's leading 6-2. It'll be Alonso, Maxwell, and Barreto. Michael Anoa came in and got 3 outs in the 4th inning, including a double play and a fly ball. James Shields went just 3+ innings. See what the A's do with some of their veteran players. The White Sox made the 2 big trades in the offseason. Chris Sale and Adam Eaton got a pretty good haul of minor league talent. The White Sox still have a couple of assets that people are certainly going to want. They have a closer in Robertson, who's pretty good. And it seems like there's always at least one contender that needs a closer. Robertson has a contract that runs through next year, so that's attractive.
Yeah, that's the cost certainty. Yeah. So you don't have to worry. At least you've got him for another year, so you can help you maybe take you to the postseason and then continue next year.
1-2 to Maxwell. What they also have is what everybody wants, is a controllable quality starting pitcher in Jose Quintana. Quintana has a contract that goes through next year as well, with club options for 2019 and 20. So if you got Quintana, you could have him for 3 more years after this year. He has not pitched great this year, but still, he's a quality left-hander. So White Sox will be a team to keep an eye on. That'll bring up Franklin Barreto.
This is what he did in his 2nd major league at bat. Big game. James Shields change up, and it went high and far to left center field, and his first major league hit, first major league home run, all in one swing of the bat. Excited young man, and again was not scheduled to be in the original lineup. He's going to play tomorrow. Holland, the pitcher, was going to be, well, he is pitching for the White Sox, Derek Holland, and Barreto's going to play tomorrow, but he's in there today and makes it all happen.
Barreto had 8 home runs in 68 games at AAA.
It's like Marisnik, where he wasn't playing the other day when he went in for Springer after Springer got hurt. Big 3-run home run.
Of course, he was part of the Josh Donaldson trade. That was in November of 2014. And really, even at that time, when he was a very young player, I think he was still, I don't know how to exactly put this, but still, he was a big name in the trade.
Right.
Not because he was in the big leagues yet, but because he was such a highly touted prospect at a very young age.
Right, exactly. And that's what happens that when you're trading, that's where the scouting department comes in so big, because they can recommend certain players. And Barreto, of course, the Blue Jays wanted a third baseman, Billy Bean, I think at the time, said, well, trade Josh Donaldson, I want back in return another third baseman. He got Brett Lawrie, but it was Graveman and Barreto for the future. Graveman, of course, in rotation. But I agree with you, Franklin Barreto, his name has always come up
Well, and it's easy to see why. I mean, he's still, you got to remember, he is still a very, very young player. He's in the big leagues at the age of 21. And we don't know what's going to happen, Ray. He may stay here for the next 15 years. A's may send it back down. We don't know.
That left foot turned in to make sure he stays closed.
That one way inside, and now it's a full count with 1 out.
I know he's throwing a lot of sliders. Smith has called those sliders. We'll see if he gets another one on 3-2.
Outfield shifted toward right center. I still say that Barreto, to me, just physically, he looks like Rafael Furcal.
Yeah, that's right.
Furcal was a switch hitter. There's a base hit to left field. So on a 3-2 pitch, Barreto has his second hit. So the A's have 2 on and 1 out. The A's have threatened in every inning in this game.
Kid makes it look easy too. They want to stay inside with the fastball. Okay, keep throwing it in there, and he keeps opening up. And this time a line drive. His first hit was a high towering fly ball for a home run, but he's a smart hitter. That's what's been so noticeable watching him in spring training the last 2 springs. Gotten a chance to play a lot. Of course, the WBC this past spring, so he played a lot. And I'm sure Bob Melvin. Well, that's Bob Melvin. He was hitting 500. He said, "How do you send somebody down hitting 500?" And that was Barreto because he needed some experience.
So here's Brugman. He hit his first big league home run in the 2nd inning.
This was a 2-0 fastball that got out in front of James Shields, and a no-doubter. He's running hard like it was in doubt, but a big smile. Remember his family in St. Petersburg, and they're probably watching, and his phone's buzzing.
He's behind in the count here, 0-2, trying to knock in a run. It's Gregory Infante. Right-hander starting to get loose.
I think the best thing for Brugman is a chance of playing every day and taking over in center field.
Manoah misses badly. They wanted the pitch up. It was up and away. A's have out-hit the White Sox 9-2 in this game. Outscored him 6-2. Manoah, 25 pitches in an inning and a third. And a good take by Brugman. Now it's 3-2.
It's a very good take. That's a great point, because as a kid you think you're going to be swinging on everything, but Brugman has shown in his limited time in the big leagues that he is a patient hitter, and again facing teams and pitchers he's never seen before.
So 3-2, 1 out. Maxwell at second, Barreto at first, and that one is not close. So Brugman walks, and the bases are loaded for Adam Rosales.
Don Cooper, here we go again. Well, Don Cooper is out to talk to his young pitcher. Let's not forget, and I know Kendall Graveman might be watching this game and probably thinking back to August 29th last year when Graveman had his first shutout of his career. 98 pitches. This was after talking to Greg Maddux. And through just 98 pitches in his first career shutout and 13 fly ball outs, first time ever in double figures of fly ball outs, but went the distance.
That's the best. This is why we love Don Cooper.
I know. You know, this is just as much probably this catcher, because why are you calling all these breaking balls? You've got a 95 fastball with movement, and you're falling behind with sliders, and then throwing a slider. And again, I don't know if Smith is the one calling them, but again, I always say it's a suggestion, but a lot of young pitchers will go with their catcher and whatever they call.
Rosales bounces it wide of third. It kicks off to shortstop, and run's going to score. Everybody's safe, and it's 7-2. Frazier dove for it, and Anderson got a glove on it, so it'll be a hit for Rosales. Give him an RBI.
And Rick Renteria is running this time. He's going to take him out. And Barreto aggressively rounded the bag. That's where he had to watch his third base coach to stop. So the ball deflected, but to Anderson, still no chance to get him.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
California is brought to you by Caltrans Stormwater. Keep our highways clean. Protect our water. ProtectEveryDrop.com.
7-2, the A's lead, looking for more. Big crowd today here at Guaranteed Rate Field, but A's are putting on a pretty good show. It's only the top of the 5th inning.
Seems like it's later than that, doesn't it?
So how many pitches have the White Sox thrown today? 113 in honor of. So they're honoring Mark Burley today. They're doing a heck of a job in honoring him. 113 pitches in 4 1/3 innings for the White Sox pitchers.
See how the Jumbotron, they're showing all the Burley fans saying, we're out of here. I mean, Mark is usually finished by this time.
He's usually done. They should. Mark Burley should not be forced to watch this.
I bet he's not.
He's in a luxury suite probably somewhere.
This game's at hour 45. He should be finished. It's only the 5th inning. 2 hours and 2 minutes for the perfecto.
So here is Matt Joyce to face Gregory Infante. First pitch is low.
He's got a good fastball. He just showed it, and maybe he'll use it because it's mid-90s. He's got the full complement of pitches, but fastball usually is the number 1. Should be.
And that one's low, and now it's 2-0.
Threw a 95 for a ball, and then throws a slider.
Matt Joyce has 5 career grand slams. Barreto at third, Brugman at second, Rosales at first, a run in. And now it's 3-0. Good TV right now would be to have a camera locked onto Don Cooper, the White Sox pitching coach. And he walked him on 4 pitches. The A's will take it. Barreto trots in to score, and it's 8-2.
Don Cooper today spoke of how great Mark Burley was. And now he's got to watch this. And that's difficult for somebody. But, you know, when you've been around as long as Don Cooper has, it's kind of a reclamation project in a sense where you're getting, instead of a 30-year-old rookie and coming in, he's seeing it for the first time. So it's getting a chance to play. But, man, you got to throw strikes.
So here's Olsen. First pitch is a ball. So 5 straight balls out of the bullpen for Gregory Infante.
Todd Frazier says, you got a good fastball, kid. You usually throw your fastball 50–60% of the time, but you're not doing it today.
Olsen, a homer, hit by pitch, and a walk. He's been on base all 3 times. And that one's outside. And now it's 2-0, 6 straight balls from Infante.
Oh,
and here comes Don Cooper. The infield's going to come in, maybe just for entertainment purposes.
Coop's got that New York accent. Rosie over there, the official scorer, just fell asleep. I just woke him up.
You don't want your official scorer to fall asleep. I mean, I'm sure it happens occasionally.
That's why they have replays.
That's right.
And, you know, this.
Just wake me up before the replay. I don't need to see it live. So Coop heads back to the dugout. And there's a strike. Didn't have to be.
No, it did not. Did not.
Olsen says, really? Why me? I'm a rookie too, you know.
Well, it's one thing.
That's a good pitch.
But still, you know, the umpire usually in this case wants the ball right down the middle, center cut. See, they forced him to swing a pitch down and maybe out of the strike zone.
So 2-2 the count. A couple of runs in for the A's here in the 5th inning. And that one just a touch off the plate. Infante thought it was a strike. So 3-2.
Two-seamer just kept running outside.
Payoff pitch, here it is. And a swing and a miss by Olsen. So that's the second out here in the 5th.
See his reaction after he swung and missed this pitch, and tailing away. Too close to take. And he was upset, which is good to see.
So here's Healy. Healy's 1 for 3. And an RBI single in the 2nd inning, knocking in his 45th run of the year. And a little slider drops in there for a strike. Just getting back. There's Rosales. Elmer Sanchez did a nice job. He really kind of snuck in, and the timing was good between he and Infante. Close play.
They're saying no. I guess they were going to look at and see. Decided against it.
A 1-1 to Healy. Healy goes after that breaking ball, fouls it Just down to our right, and had it, juggled it, dropped it, and it fell all the way down to the lower level. So Ryan Healy trying to fight back from an 0-2 count. Fastball, foul back. Shields, Anoa, and now Infante. A little bit outside, but a close pitch. The A's have had a ton of base runners in this game, and they've scored 8 runs in 5 innings. 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss. He ran a fastball up and in, and he gets him. So the A's get the 2 runs and they leave them loaded. So we're going to the bottom of the 5th, 8-2 Athletics.
On Saturday, July the 1st, 1 week from tonight, the team will wear black jerseys from the era, and 15,000 fans will receive a dual bobblehead of Miguel Tejada and Barry Zitos, presented by New Era Cat. For tickets to this game against the Braves, visit athletics.com/promotions. Saturday, a week from today, the Atlanta Braves and Ron Washington in the house, back where it all started.
So 8-2, the A's lead the White Sox. It's the bottom of the 5th inning. Sanchez, Hansen, and Cabrera for the White Sox. So Daniel Gossett back to work. He's given up a couple of unearned runs. A's have made a pair of errors. So he's back to work. The Texas Rangers just wrapped up a victory at Yankee Stadium. 8-1 was the final there.
What time do they start?
Oh, got her going early. Last night, the Yankees tied it in the 9th and won it in the 10th against Matt Bush, the Rangers closer. So the Rangers had a 1-0 lead going to the bottom of the 9th and just could not hold it, but they did bounce back today.
Brett Gardner hit a home run to tie it.
Yeah. Gomez and Chirinos homered for the Rangers today. That one cute. Healy has it. His throw to first, not quite in time, and Sanchez beats it out.
It's a foul ball if he lets it go. Sometimes it's you have to know the hitter, speed, the way the ball's going, and I think they're maybe taking a look at to see if he was out, but caught the ball right on the line. Nice stretch by Alonso.
So it's a close play. And a nice play by Healy.
Very nice. Nicely done. And one hop, and they're not going to take a look at it.
But I think the ball clearly would have went foul.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he probably was safe.
But when you're an athlete, you feel like you can make everything.
Sure.
Of course, it was Sonny Gray in St. Petersburg, and the ball down the first base line. Sometimes you just have to realize if I let it go, it's going to go foul. Have a better chance of maybe getting the hitter with his strike. And he does make a great play with the glove hand and then throws and bounces it. Alonso, a nice pick at first base, but the Sanchez speed, they would beat it out, especially running from the left side.
1-0 to Hansen, and that's a strike. One more note on the Texas Rangers. They will get Cole Hamels back. He's going to pitch on Monday. So that's good news for the Rangers, but they lost Martin Perez. Did you read that? Something happened. His finger caught in the hotel door or something like that, and he fractured the tip of his right thumb. So not his throwing hand, his other thumb. He's left-handed, of course. But he fractured it, lacerated it, and fractured the tip of the thumb.
Can you imagine going to the park and explaining that to your manager and trainer?
This one dropped into center, and that's a hit. So Alan Hansen has his second hit. Some good start for the White Sox here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Just lofted one of the curveball out to center field. Gossett, the 25 minutes in the dugout at the top of the inning. For a pitcher, after you've already been in the game and your pitch count really not that high, it's at 70, but he wants to get through the 5th inning and like to go maybe the 7th inning to take care of a bullpen that was depleted a little bit last night. 7th inning. Cotton had to be taken out. Bullpen did a great job.
So now the second place hitter Melky Cabrera steps up. He had an RBI hit in the 3rd inning. Lots of speed with Sanchez and Hansen on the bases. Close pitch, a touch outside. Angels and the Red Sox will play tonight. Boston won last night 9-4. Ramirez for the Angels, Price for the Red Sox. Game 2 of that series. Of course, the big night last night at Fenway with David Ortiz number being retired. Well deserved. Also, one of the streets outside Fenway Park is now David Ortiz Drive. So we'll see that when we go to Boston later in the year. Cabrera swings over top, 2-2 the count. Was the big discussion in Boston. Who is the greatest Red Sox of all time? Is it David Ortiz? Is it Ted Williams?
I think it's the era in which you play.
Melky Cabrera strikes out, so Gossett gets a big strikeout, his 4th. I think you're right.
Big strikeout for Gossett, and especially throw a good curveball. He's continuing to throw curveball, the pitch that they really brought out successful last Monday against the Astros, and it looks good as it approaches the plate and then goes out of sight. But I'm sure they're more modern people because David Ortiz involved in all 3 World Championships, starting in 4, 7, and 13. So all 3 were his, and I think they had the trophies out at the ceremonies yesterday.
I think if you most people would agree that a lot of great Red Sox players, but those are the two that stand at the top. And if you look at their simple career numbers, there's not a huge difference when you go home runs, RBIs, hits, that type of thing. Of course, David Ortiz has been a designated hitter. Right field, Olsen over. Olsen has it. So that's the second out, but it allows Sanchez to tag up and go to third. So first and third, 2 outs.
But the splendid splinter Ted Williams in the last, he hit 406, 400 actually at 406, and
so you could go back and forth on that argument.
Actually, that 1 year, there were 2 records set, or 2 major instances, a 56-game hitting streak and hitting 406. Those 2 might not be broken. I mean, that's to hit 400. I think 56 to hit 56 might be harder considering the number of pitchers you have to face and the pressure that will be put on you. I mean, I guess there's pressure for Joe DiMaggio when the photographer was out next to the home plate taking pictures as he swung back
off.
I mean, if Michael Zagaris can't get out there, nobody can, but they did then. Different.
Well, I think the thing that Ortiz would have in his favor is obviously the 3 World Series championships. And I think if you said who is the most popular Red Sox of all time, then I think it's David Ortiz.
I agree.
It's not even close.
Absolutely.
Best player? Well, that's a different argument. Barreto is under it, and he has it side retired. So Gossett works out of the jam. White Sox strand a pair, and we're headed to the 6th. 8-2 Athletics. Guest is back on NBCSportsCalifornia.com, brought to you by Max Muscle. Log on each week as Aries insider Joe Stiglitz talks baseball with players, coaches, special guests, and more. It's also available on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and Spotify. And this week's guest is the great Steve Vucinich. So it's 8-2, the A's lead. It is the top of the 6th inning. First pitch to Chris Davis is a bit high. Davis is 0 for 3. So I want to finish one more thing with you, Ray, on the Ted Williams, David Ortiz discussion. I want to throw 2 numbers out there. As I looked at Ted Williams' career numbers, right? Terrific. Remember, he missed 3 years for military service. He walked 2,021 times. He struck out 709 times. That's unbelievable.
I think DiMaggio had some figures like that were unbelievable.
So he walked 3 times more than he struck out. If you just look at, I mean, just the A's stats, because they're sitting in front of me, there's not one player that has more walks than strikeouts.
Now he was, of course, with Ted Williams.
Anderson gives ground, throws, and they get Davis.
I always said about Ted Williams that if he took the pitch, it was a ball. That his eyesight was so good and he knew the strike zone so well that you'd throw it and someone would say, "You're not Ted Williams, swing the bat."
There's the great Steve Vucinich. Look at, always working.
Yeah, that's the Major League Baseball authenticator. Those are the bats for the home runs hit. 50th season in the A's, actually in Oakland. He had Connie Mack and have that distinction.
So Vuce will get here early. He'll start working. Works through the game. Stay a while after the game. He's a busy man.
Well, here's
strike to Yonder Alonso. Vuce is going to need to take a break after this half inning.
The question is, did these players use these bats again after being authenticated? Now, that's what's nice about what goes on in Major League Baseball, because you authenticate it, it's a hologram, and there's a number on it, and you could go to the Major League Baseball site, see the gentleman there with the roll. That's being authenticated. He then takes the number off of that, puts it in the computer, and you can go to the site, put the number in, and you'll say Jacob Brugman's first Major League home run, the bat. Done by the Gunfighter.
Got it all.
Okay, here you go. Joe DiMaggio.
Okay.
361 home runs. 369 Ks. 790 walks. That's pretty impressive.
Unbelievable.
He hit twice as many walks as strikeouts. But I mean, did you even think about that? To walk more than you struck out, and you struck out that few times?
There's a line drive, and Yonder Alonso has a base hit.
But you're talking about the various eras, okay? And how Ted Williams versus David Ortiz. And take a look at this fastball hit by Yonder, belt high. But you talk to kids when Joe DiMaggio was in his years before unfortunately passing away. You'd say some kid about Joe DiMaggio, "Oh, you mean Mr. Coffee?"
Mr. Coffee, yep.
You know, so he's one of the greatest hitters and greatest players in the history of baseball. Yet in the modern era, he's known as Mr. Coffee because he advertised for the Mr. Coffee machine.
Foul straight back by Bruce Maxwell.
But I think one of the telltale signs when they did the all-century team in Boston, Ted was there, of course, but you look at some of the players that weren't even mentioned. That, how could you not mention the one, I can't remember who they were, but the more of the modern day players were voted in simply because the people of this era voted them, and that's the ones they remember the most.
Not easy to vote for a player that you've never seen, no matter how great you've heard that they are. Look at those names: Minnie Minoso, Bill Melton,
Dick Allen.
Dick Allen. Right. Richie, call me Dick Allen.
That's right. Big Hurt, Jermaine Dye, Paul Konerko, Paulie.
Bruce Maxwell keeps hitting. Maxwell has his third hit.
And all three to left field exactly the same way. So they're going to start to do an opposite shift for Maxwell pretty soon.
He's 3 for 4, and here comes Franklin Barreto.
So the fastball outside and the off-speed pitch outside, it just goes that way. The old saying goes, if you can hit the opposite field, you can learn how to pull. You cannot always learn how to go oppo.
So RBI opportunity for Barreto. He's 2 for 3. Homer, single, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Looking for more against Yuri Infante. Takes a fastball first strike. All right, Oakland A's history. Players to homer in their major league debut. Some names that we recognize. Terry Steinbach in 1986. Barreto with a much anticipated arrival to the big leagues.
So Steinbach's in Cleveland, Ohio. An old mistake by the lake. He's 86, and great thing about what Steiny did, not only hit the home run, but he threw out a first pitch, threw out his first base runner. The footwork was magnificent. Former third baseman.
Premier athlete, like most catchers.
Taking that far.
Right. Petruchka starts to throw. Jake Petruchka. 1-2 pitch. A little bit outside. Fonte came in the 5th inning, walked the first hitter he faced, and then struck out the next 2. This one's hit in the air to right. Garcia waits, and he's got it. So that's the second out. All right, folks, check this out. We've done massive research. 3 teammates each to hit their first career home run in the same game in Major League history. It happened today. Second time it has happened. Now, you got to dig a little bit, which our guys in the truck did. You got to go back to 1914. 3 players from the Kansas City Packers, not the Green Bay Packers, the Kansas City Packers.
Or not the Kansas City Royals.
So the Federal League, they just played for a couple seasons as a 3rd league against the American League and the National League. So professional baseball, yeah. American League or National League, no. Federal League,
you know, I could think.
So technically, yeah, it's the second time, but
I could see Kansas City Monarchs, but Kansas City Packers.
There's only
we got Vince Lombardi in the booth.
Yes, we do.
The late Vince Lombardi's in the booth.
Saint Vince, Ray, is what we like to call him.
Of course.
You want to go that route.
Hey, any route you want to go with the great one.
Brugman with a shot to right. Garcia on the move to his left, and he makes a nice catch. Side retired. A's strand a pair. What do you want to know about the Kansas City Packers?
Jeez.
That's it. That's all we know. 8-2 A's.
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Black Bear Diner. Feed your inner bear.
Eight-2 A's lead. That's Navy Pier stretching out into Lake Michigan. Headed down toward the south side of Chicago. That's where we are at. Guaranteed Rate Field. is the name of the ballpark.
Just old Comiskey Park.
Comiskey Park, where Ray played many times, used to be literally right next door.
Yeah, across the street.
Played their final season there. Well, final couple seasons while this one was being built. White Sox have had a couple different logos over the years. Some uniforms, some good, some bad, some really bad, some ridiculously bad.
About when they wore shorts.
Yeah.
Bermudas.
Times.
That wouldn't have been good to try to slide. Get a lot of strawberries on the knees.
0-1 the count to Todd Frazier. Gossett, Daniel Gossett has been good. This one toward Olsen, deep into the right field corner, and Olsen has it tip off his glove. He picks it up, gets it back in, and Frazier has a leadoff double. Olsen got a glove on it and then kind of banged into the wall a little bit. Let's hope he's okay out there.
Garcia, big play last night to rob 2 runs. This one almost, and kind of hesitated at one point right there, kind of went a different direction, and then banged against not only the pad, but got the wire fence above the pad. And that's what probably hurt more than anything. Well, you want to take your hand flat into that wire because you don't want to get your fingers caught.
So it goes as a double. Here's Matt Davidson.
Think about the way Olsen has played in right field. He's a natural and a much better first baseman.
So the White Sox now 12 hits in this series. That's their first extra base hit. Last night 7 hits, all singles. Think about that, and then you think about the fact that the A's in this series have hit 5 home runs. That's the difference right there. 1-1 to Matt Davidson, who's 0 for 2. He reached on an error in the 4th. Anderson to follow. Gossett at 83 pitches. Foul. Astros and the Mariners again tonight in Seattle. Lance McCullers comes off the disabled list to make that start for Houston, so Astros are thrilled to get him back. Gaviglio will pitch for the Mariners. Gossett, 4th inning hurt him, 23 pitches. Davidson hits one high and foul down the right field line. The Mariners have won 6 in a row. They won last night 13-3. I think the Mariners may be becoming a team to watch in the American League. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to catch the Astros, but they're starting to play very good baseball, starting to get a little bit more healthy. And Maxwell was able to hold on, and that's a strikeout, and it's strikeout number 5 for Gossett.
Well, good changeup, a little hesitation as he started to deliver the ball, and dropped a perfect one down in the lower part of the strike zone.
So 1 away, and here's Tim Anderson. Anderson with a sac fly in the 4th inning. See where the Yankees let Chris Carter go.
Saw that, DFA.
Designated for assignment. A lot of talk about maybe the Yankees looking for a first baseman at the trade deadline. Daniel Coulombe starts to throw. They were hoping to get Greg Bird back, but he's not back. Chris Carter has really kind of struggled the whole year. Pitch is a fastball inside.
You're going to probably see a lot of teams that are in contention, and with the double wild cards, there'll be a lot more buyers than sellers, probably.
No question.
Especially with a second wild card possibility.
Well, the American League, that wild card's just crazy. It's already kind of crazy, and it'll stay that way, I think. Crazy meaning everybody's in it.
And you know, it's easy to say, well, we're out of it, but especially with the Astros. But with the wild cards, as many of the purists say no, but it does keep a lot of interest in those teams that have the possibility. And everybody knows you get to October, anything can happen.
Healy throws high and throws it away. Anderson's going to have to hustle back to first. It will allow Frazier to go to third. He was staying at second, but Healy kind of let it sail. He made a nice play on the backhanded pick.
And it almost looked like Coffey thought he had more time and realized I better hurry. A double crow hop and then airmailed Alonso. Nice pick there. And then just did not make an accurate throw. See,
that ball just took off.
Got under it, and impossible to do, but easy to say about a riser.
So that's the third error in the afternoon for the Athletics. And here's Kevin Smith. Strike. So Gossett has had a pitch through 3 errors. Smith 0 for 2 today, 1 for 5 in the series.
The 3 errors have occurred at second, third, and short.
Well, we don't want to do the cycle for errors on the infield.
And really fortunate that the A's have scored 8 runs, because in a game like today with 3 errors, you're opening up some big opportunities.
That one hit high and foul. So 0-2 to Smith with Yolmer Sanchez in the on deck circle. Anderson, the runner at first, has a pretty big lead, but he's not going anywhere. On the ground is short. Rosales has it out at second, on to first, double play. So Gossett comes through, helps himself out with the 6-4-3 double play, and the White Sox do not score. 7th inning coming up. A's leading 8-2. Park at the Park event presented by Abaderm Natural and Nylabone. There will be free samples for dogs, a pregame pet parade, and so much more. Purchase your special ticket for this event now. Space is limited, so act quickly. For information and tickets, visit athletics.com/bark to register today. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Jake Petrichka comes in. He's a right-hander. He's been in that White Sox bullpen for a while now.
One of the few guys has remained in the bullpen.
Jake Petrichka. Spent some time on the disabled list this year.
Back-to-back games for the White Sox that they to go to the bullpen earlier today than last night, but in the 5th inning as Pelfrey just went 4 2/3. Good way to get some guys out of the bullpen some work, but not the way you want to do it.
Last year Petrichka appeared in only 9 games. He missed 5 months of the season with a right hip impingement. Tapped up the third baseline. It's fair. Frazier on the move, and Abreu pulled his foot off the bag. Abreu not sure about the call by Sam Holbrook. Abreu still standing on first base.
He's going to give an 85 if they're not able to. Well, maybe his heel came off.
The White Sox are looking into their dugout. They're kind of waiting.
Well, Holbrook
his foot was off.
Holbrook had to look at the glove, the ball going to the glove and the foot at the same time. He's out there. I mean, the foot's on the bag.
So they are going to take a look at it. So see what it shows.
Sam had the call last night at second base, and he was overturned there. And this one maybe overturned as well because it looked like his foot's on the bag. And the lighter, thinner Abreu able to stretch a little bit more, but
he's got it
right there. Yeah, it does come off. But
yeah, right. I think it comes off maybe after he caught it.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the call is. He was ruled safe.
Gibby. Oh, Gibby right there chewing the gum.
Greg Gibson in the house. He's got his own restaurant here in Chicago.
Gibson's, that's right.
No, I'm joking. It's not. He may be there tonight.
Are you going?
I don't know. Maybe. Get a good steak there. There's a few restaurants in this town where you can get a good steak.
Rick Renteria looking at their jumbotron, and
he's got it in his glove there.
Yeah, if it's
he does come off. It's just a matter of did he.
But the way he goes down to brace himself with his left hand looks like he's doing that after the ball's in his glove.
Here's the call. And he's safe.
So it's going to be an E5. Rosen made the call before the end.
And they just threw somebody out. They throw out the pitcher.
No, Frazier.
Todd Frazier gets thrown out.
As Renteria get it again.
And Rick Renteria's got to come out and save one of his players. He's like, what happened out here?
Well, the thing is, you can't argue a replay, a challenge, and he was upset because he thought he had made a good enough throw and that foot stayed on the bag. We're going to get a double ejection again.
You're going to get it again.
You knew that was it. Yes. And I think he went out there to get ejected, Kai.
Second night in a row.
Yeah. You know, and what he did in St. Petersburg, mentioned it last night when he gathered his team in the dugout and read them the riot act. Not surprising to see the fire and Renteria.
So obviously he's arguing the initial call. I mean, Sam Holbrook's probably saying, well, I didn't have anything to do with the replay, but the manager's saying, yeah, but you had something to do with the original call.
Exactly. And probably because it was not definitive. If he calls him out,
sure,
he's probably going to be upheld.
Yep.
It maybe at that point, maybe the A's would not even have challenged it because it was too close.
So this is Frazier, who made the throw. You know what? Let me ask you this question. You saw it right there. Why does Sam Holbrook have to stop?
I agree. I agree. No, I agree. That's if the umpires do not want to be a part of it, you know, you should make the player chase you, the umpire. If you keep running.
I mean, that's always been my point. If you watch this again,
Holbrook's at first
Holbrook
base.
stops, turns around, and then he starts on Frazier. Why don't you just keep running?
I agree.
Watch right here.
He's running by him to go to first base.
See what right here? He's walking back. Just keep going. See?
Yeah. I agree.
He wants to throw somebody out.
No, I agree.
Just keep going to your spot if you're the umpire.
And he took the challenge at third base all the way to first base. He's headed that direction. And I'd say I agree with you, because if you're going to do anything, if you're an umpire, make the player chase you. If he chases you, then throw him out. Throw him out.
Exactly.
But not
when you stop and turn around and you climb into the player's face and then you throw him out, I think that's wrong.
I agree.
So the runner at first is Rosales. 0-1 the count to Matt Joyce. Matt Joyce has had a good ball game. He's walked twice. He's singled. He's got an RBI. So Matt Joyce has been doing a terrific job in that leadoff spot. In the air toward Melky Cabrera. Now it's carrying a little bit, and Cabrera ends up backing up, but he makes the catch for the first out. So that'll bring up Matt Olson. So they moved around a little bit. Engel comes in the game in center field. Hansen is now in the game, and stays in the game. He moves to second base. And Sanchez goes to third base. So Frazier's out.
Oh, we have a new manager again.
Yes, we do.
You could. Well, this first career ejection for Frazier. Just announced that. Wow.
Didn't have to happen.
Wow.
Olson has been on base 3 times. And that one is driven to center. Engel's back, and that baby's gone. Have a day, Matt Olson.
And especially to go to the big boy area there. Another 2-run home run.
Wow.
4th 2-run home run of the day. 2 by that young man, Matt Olson. Opposite field, inside out swing. That's tremendous power in a 95 fastball to go out to left center here in Chicago.
So Matt Olson, a pair of 2-run homers. Dugout is having fun today. It's 10-2. And Healy rips one in the hole. Backhanded by Anderson. Picks it up. His throw in time at first base. And Abreu stays on the bag.
Now Bob Melvin's going to take a look.
You know what? It has a chance to be a hit, so you really got to check it if you're Bob Melvin.
They're going to take a look at it.
They're going to look at it. So let's hope Sam Holmberg doesn't throw anybody out here.
Got to be in the glove. Yeah, right. Boy, I hope this is overturned. I hope it's overturned. This is the third consecutive challenge. Last night at second, and 2 today, all involving Sam Holbrook. And he's got the plate tomorrow. Seventh inning, you can afford to take the chance.
So he's safe.
Take long.
So it's overturned.
Yep.
So it's an error. There's the foot.
Foot's on the bag.
No, it's not even close.
Yeah, that's why it was done so quickly. And
what's going on over there?
I don't know, Sam. Maybe he wants to go to Gibson's.
Whiz. So it goes as an error, and that's the first error for the White Sox today. And here's Chris Davis. Check this out. Home run buddies for life. 0-1 to Chris Davis. And Davis gets a base hit. He was the only athletic hitter without a hit. Not anymore. And Healy hustles all the way to third. So Chris Davis gets in the hit column.
All stayed up, just tried to come back, but right in the middle of the plate. Chris Davis with a line drive to left center.
So first and third, only one out for Yonder Alonso. I think I said one error by the White Sox. They got a couple errors in this inning.
I think they're just showing one on the.
There's one on the board.
Yeah, but I think they called Frazier as an error. I think Rosie said immediately before the replay was said E5, right? Yeah. So that would be.
Yonder Alonso 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. Looking to knock in a run. A's have scored twice on Matt Olson's 2-run homer. Strike on the outside corner, 1-2 the count. 14 hits for the A's today. It's only the 7th inning.
Only?
Well, we're keeping track of how many pitches the White Sox have thrown today. What's the total? Give me an update here. It's a lot. Swing and a miss on 2-2. So Yonder Alonso strikes out. That was pitch number 164 on the day for the White Sox as a group.
Thing is, the catcher Smith has caught most of them. He's getting a pitch that's elevated, and well, they got a strikeout at 96. That's still the location, not exactly where Patricia wanted it, I'm sure, but got the result that he wanted.
Big day for Bruce Maxwell.
Still playing him to pull, Kipe. He's hit 3 singles to left field. Had one last night.
That's one high and foul left side. Maxwell is 3 for 4 with 3 singles and 2 runs scored.
Struck out in his first at bat, then 3 singles to left field.
Maxwell now 11 hits and 30 at bats so far this year. And maybe with Derek Holland, the left-hander, on the mound tomorrow for the White Sox. Maxwell may get the day off with Fegley behind the plate.
That's probably why he went back-to-back games, day game after night game, because of that.
This one's hit well down the left field line, but foul. May have had home run distance. I think it did. So Petrichka ahead in the count. He's with 4 home runs today. 2 by Olsen, 1 by Barreto, 1 by Brugman. Fastball not close. Gossett has enjoyed the run support today, and he's pitched extremely well. Patricia goes off his glove, scooped up by Hansen. His throw to first is in time. Side retired, but the A's get 2 more thanks to Matt Olson, the big fella. He's got a 2-homer game. 2-run homer in the first, 2-run homer here in the 7th. 7th inning stretch time from Chicago. The A's leading the White Sox 10-2.
Ford data. So much talk about the 3 youngsters to hit their first major league home runs. How about Daniel Gossett as he looks for his first major league victory in his 3rd major league start? Miami, Houston, great play by Brugman in center field and a pump of the fist there. As for Daniel Gossett, good curveball today. Pitched well against the Astros Monday. Today just a little bit better because of the run support. Had his curveball working again. Nice 6-4-3 double play. And for Daniel Gossett, 6 solid innings of pitching. And there you see the numbers for the right-hander as he looks for his first major league victory. So what a day it could be for the Oakland Athletics and their youngsters. 3 with their first home runs and a pitcher with his first victory, and that would be a thing of beauty.
Daniel Colon comes in out of the A's bullpen. So better each time, and that's a good sign for Daniel Gossett. Last time out, 2 earned runs in 6 2/3 innings. Today, just 2 unearned runs in 6 innings. Sanchez lifts one in the air to right. Olsen backing up. Step or 2 onto the warning track. He's got it. So 1 away here in the 7th inning. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Good season so far for Daniel Colon. 1-1 with a 1.85 ERA. He's been pitching extremely well as of late.
Well, there are some teams that looking for relief pitching, and Daniel Colon's name has come up, but I do not think he's going anywhere. And one of the reasons, Kip, is we have been able to see pretty consistently he gets righties out as effectively as he does lefties. Great 12-6 curveball that he will throw to the righties because he has a little cutter slider.
He's allowed 1 earned run in his last 13 and a third innings, and that covers 19 appearances. Axford getting loose.
Cool moment one time before Doolittle came back, the only lefty in the bullpen.
I think the fact that it's great to have Doolittle back, keenly loosening up for the White Sox, but I think Bob Melvin always has to keep a close eye on Sean Doolittle.
Absolutely.
You're not going to pitch him four times in 5 days. Nope. That's just not going to happen. And that's where Colon comes in. If he has to, he could pitch later in a game.
Right. Cap, you remember that 2012 season, which was a miraculous season down to the wire, and down the last week it was Doolittle, of course, with Ryan Cook, Grant Balfour. These guys are pitching every day, but you're trying to win, which they did on the final day of the season. But you don't see that as much, and I think especially with Doolittle spending some time on the DL. But it's great now to see Doolittle come in and throw that 93, 94 mile an hour fastball, and as he did last night, a couple of strikeouts in the 8th inning. There he is, Sean Doolittle.
3-2 now to Alan Hansen, who's got a couple of hits today.
Good changeup from Coulon. Curveball not working that effectively, so 3-1 pulls the string. Well, for Bob Melvin, as he is back where it all started in 2011, right here in Chicago, his first job as an athletics manager in mid-season. Talked about it in St. Pete, his anniversary, but this is a big place for him.
Healy has it, throws out the speedy Hansen. So 2 outs. Bullpen was terrific last night. 4 innings, no runs, 4 strikeouts. And got a little dicey there in the 9th inning, but Casilla was able to work his way through it to get the save.
Don Doolittle just blew guys away, and Casilla, a big sigh of relief. This ball, though, turned out to be a great play by Yonder Alonso. Just picked it up and threw it to second base, and Lara was there to cover. And then this ball, you're holding your breath, and Bregman caught it at the warning track. Ball hit off the end of the bat, fortunately. But you go through that part of the batting order and put a couple of runners on, and one swing on the bat can make the difference. So Bob Melvin and his ball club trying to win their 2nd in a row on the road. This would be a great victory, and being able tomorrow to go for the sweep.
0-2 to Melky Cabrera, who's 1 for 3, an RBI single. Cabrera led off last night, but today hitting in the 2nd spot. A little bit outside. So 2-2. Some of the Mark Burley fans are heading to the exits.
Well, after the A's scored 2 last inning, saw a few more leaving. Chris Sale's in the house, number 49. They wish he was still in the house.
More action for Healy. Charges on the infield grass, and that's a good inning for Daniel Coulombe. Franklin Barreto is going to lead it off. When we come back, 10-2, the A's lead the White Sox. On NBC Sports California as the Quakes host Real Salt Lake at beautiful Avaya Stadium in San Jose. The home of the authentic Earthquakes fan is NBC Sports California. So that's coming up tonight. See if the A's and Earthquakes can get a doubleheader win. Good A's fan sporting his jersey. Can't go wrong if you're a baseball fan and you decide to come to Chicago to watch your team play, whether it be here or at Wrigley Field.
And one of these days, maybe it work out to be the same time.
That would be a great
Wrigley
thing.
and Comiskey.
Tommy Kahnle comes in. And he will face Barreto, Brugman, and Rosales here, top of the 8th inning. First pitch swinging. Ball is lofted toward right field. Garcia is there. So Barreto is retired, so he's now 2 for 5 in his major league debut.
What has he seen? 3 different pitchers already? I mean, that's,
get used to it.
Oh, I know. That's what's happened.
So 1 out, and that'll bring up Brugman. Brugman, first big league home run came in the 2nd inning. Since then he has grounded out, walked, and hit a fly ball to right field. So he's 1 for 3. Takes inside. Brugman was brought to the big leagues on the 9th of June. And he's been in the lineup every game since then except for 1. Nasty pitch there from Kahnle.
Again, I think if you're a young player coming to the big leagues, you'd like to be able to do exactly what's happened with Brugman, and that is to get a chance to play on a consistent basis. That way you get some, I wouldn't say real comfortable at bats, but at least you have a better idea when you play every day. Think back to when Sonny Gray came up and made a couple of relief appearances before the All-Star break back in 13. Went back to AAA, came back, and has been here ever since. So you get a chance to get your feet wet. Of course, that's the time the A's were winning. They thought it was necessary for Sonny to pitch out of the bullpen a couple of appearances right before the break. Let's go home. I think that's what a lot of these people are saying. Seen enough baseball today. Saw Mark Burley.
Adam Engel gets back. Yeah, the parking lots were full early on with lots of tailgaters.
MLB.com at Bat is your #1 mobile app for live Oakland A's baseball. You can stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get A's home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcast, StatCast news, and more. That's a whole bunch of stuff. Download MLB.com at Bat today. Go get a Vince.
So 2 outs. Here's Rosales. Rosales has had a good ball game. He's 2 for 4. Single, double. Scored a run, knocked in a run. Kahnle is quietly having a very fine season for the White Sox.
Well, if you could have a season where Don Cooper doesn't come out and yell at you, that's a good one. So if you're getting good graces with Coop, I'm sure he will.
So, and that's a good inning for Kahnle, and we're headed to the bottom of the 8th inning. Abreu, Garcia, and Frazier. No Todd Frazier. He's gone. 10-2 A's.
is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Here's our game summary for today, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 10-14-3 for the A's, 2-5-2 for the White Sox. And the story today is all about first major league home runs. Matt Olson has hit a pair, Jacob Brugman, Franklin Bretto. So those three rookies all hit their first big league home runs today. And the rookie Daniel Gossett, 6 innings, 2 runs, both unearned. So it's been a good day for the youngsters with the Athletics. Now in the pitch for the A's is John Axford here in the bottom of the 8th. So Axford will face Abreu, and the first pitch is a strike.
You know, regardless what happens with the A's in this season, there is nothing better if you're an A's fan, and there's a whole bunch of good ones, to say you want to go watch those kids play, watch them kids grow, and look, you're getting a chance to see some good young players who are probably going to be around a long time. I think that's one of the biggest factors in all of this, where you're seeing these young players and getting a chance to play and performing well, and they have a whole bunch of this season to be able to play together. I think Bob Melvin has said it best. These kids have played together at the minor league level, and they've won, and they expect to do the same thing here where it really counts.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Jose Abreu is 0 for 4. Keep that big man quiet. That certainly helps your chances to winning.
You might put the weight back on. You know, this good cutter from John Axford and just catching the outside corner. You throw it that hard. And a good pitch.
So 1 out. Here's Michel Garcia. Garcia is 0 for 3. So the league's top hitter so far this year, Garcia, is 1 for 7 in this series.
Showed a little bit of frustration his last at bat when he popped up to second. Thought he just missed a pitch, and when you're leading the league, you have a great batting average. You want to keep it going, not have many offers, and he's trying to put an offer on him right now.
There's a strike call, 1-1 the count. So the A's with 2 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fifth, and 2 in the seventh for their 10 runs. Healy waits quickly across, and they just skip Garcia, who runs pretty well for a big man. Close play at first.
The old saying, you can't outrun the baseball, and I think Ryan Healy just proved it. Because Garcia really running hard, and Healy caught the ball, had to wait for it to come back to him, and then a very strong throw, good stretch by Alonso. That's where first baseman also knows that he has to stretch a little bit to help get to the throw a little bit quicker. He's probably saying, was that better?
Much better. Get it and throw it. Here's Adam Engel. Across the diamond. Just in time. Nicely done by Healy. So a quick inning for John Axford, and we're moving to the ninth.
All four of them. It starts right here with Matt Olson, his first major league to right field. And then Jacob Brugman, his first major league to right field. Franklin Barreto, change up to left field. All of those off for Big James Shields. And this one, the big boy going to left center field. Matt Olson picks up Barreto and says, how you doing? So 4 home runs today by 4 rookies. And another rookie trying to pick up his first major league victory, and Daniel Gossett. So all good. And now the A's seeing yet another pitcher.
And that would be the closer, David Robertson. Robertson has not pitched in a week, so he just needs to get some work in.
And perhaps in honor of Kendall Graveman, who has Sweet Home Alabama as his song, they'd say the same thing for David Robertson. So it played on their PA system here as Robertson came in.
Robertson, who we mentioned earlier, is certainly a possible trade candidate for the White Sox, but his name seems like his name has been in the rumor mill for like 2 years now. He's in the 3rd year of a 4-year contract he signed with the White Sox.
Cutter. As he was in the bullpen of one New York Yankees before he came here. And the great Mariano Rivera.
He had some good seasons in New York as a setup man, and then became their closer in 2014 and saved 39 games. And Joyce swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt, so Joyce strikes out. And that'll bring up Matt Olson. Check this out. Today, 2 for 3, first 2 career home runs. He's got 4 RBIs. Last player to have a 2-homer game for the first homers in his career, Bill Baith. Billy Baith. Go down toward the bottom. Mike Heath did it. Mitchell Page did it. But the last was Bill Baith.
Yeah, anybody ever hit 3 home runs? Oh, look out. Bill Baith, that's right.
Bill Baith, one of the few people that played with both the A's and the Giants.
It wasn't Bill Baffy.
Got a Baith hit. I'm not the first to say that.
That's right.
2-0 the count to Matt Olson. Well, what a day for the young right fielder.
I think Jim Wolf, the third base umpire, once did on the history, so he called that check swing no swing. He's going for it.
He had a good swing and a pitch that was a little up and out over the plate.
Well, it's a cutter, and if you're going to hit Robertson, it's going to be a cutter, and that was a swing 2-0, maybe looking for a 4-seam, but you're never going to get it.
So let's take a look at the 2 home runs today for Matt Olson.
Cutter to right field, a no doubter. And then the one to left center. This is impressive. When you go to the distance here, this is a big yard, more of a pitcher's yard.
And he takes a walk.
He's good at that.
So Matt Olson today has been on base 5 times.
And you saw the disgust when he struck out in the 5th inning with the bases loaded. He was very upset when he swung and missed on a 3-2 pitch. There he is. Moves. Okay.
May have to text him. So you got to pick your spots to stand next to the manager. Now, if the A's were losing 10-2, probably would not stand there.
Or better yet, tomorrow in the 9th inning, Booth will have to be there again because that's how superstitious Bob Melvin is.
Ryan Healy today is 1 for 5.
Really, this is somewhat similar to Bob Melvin's first appearance in Chicago with the A's in 2011 as their manager, because there were a lot of people, personnel on the team that he didn't know then, and now he's got all the youngsters coming up and to get to know them as well. Good manager, so probably the best in the game. To be able to do what he does on a daily basis is remarkable.
Healy rolls it foul, headed toward the White Sox dugout.
Robertson that time went to the quick pitch, and Healy was ready for it.
Olson not being held on at first. Strike 3 called on the outside corner.
There's a cut fastball. That's a perfectly thrown cutter. A pitch that Terrell Cotton last night thought it affected his thumb in the blister, but that's a cutter. Look at that. That's the Mariano Rivera cutter at its best from David Robertson.
So 2 away. Olson still at first, and here's Chris Davis for his 6th at bat. Chris Davis is 1 for 5. Bottom of the 9th inning may not be that much fun as a hitter.
Yep.
Line drive and a base hit to left field. Cabrera's over to cut it off. So Chris Davis 2 for 6 now, a couple of singles.
There's the cutter, and it stayed up a little bit. Katie able to hammer it to left field. A win today for the A's will get him back under the 10 games, under 500. And in the season, you just never know. Game 75 for the Athletics. Not even at the halfway at 81, which will come up next homestand for the A's.
First pitch to Yonder Alonso, foul tip. The A's have had 24 base runners today.
The only 1-2-3 inning was last inning, the 7th, 8th, I mean.
Well, that looked like it got the home plate umpire, DJ Rayburn.
Got a cut in the dirt, a little backhand by oh.
And I don't think that was a foul ball.
No, it wasn't. It was a cutter that bounced, and Smith, the catcher, just tried to backhand it, and Sam Holbrook's going to throw out DJ Rayburn. But the cutter, when Smith backhanded the ball, Herb Schneider, a longtime trainer, is going to go out and pay a visit to DJ. And Herb Schneider. Herbie's been around forever, as they would say in Sandlot.
So 0-2 to Yonder Alonso. What's the White Sox pitch count up to? 200 yet?
If it's not, it's got to be close.
Got to be close. So on pitch number 190, Yonder Alonso strikes out the A's stranded pair. A's 3 outs away from a win, 10-2. They lead.
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by the 2017 Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By AAA, what does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details. And by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
So A's fans are happy, 10-2. He's leading the White Sox. Biggest crowd of the year.
What is it?
In Chicago, 38,618.
How many do you think are still here?
64. 100.
Maybe.
Michael Brady comes in for his third appearance. He'll try to, as my good friend Ray Fosse likes to say, just have a clean inning.
Keep it clean.
Especially the ninth.
Especially when you're already at 3:15. Not the time, but the length of game.
But who's counting?
Seems like this has been a lot longer, to be honest.
It does. So Brady to face Matt Davidson. First pitch is fouled, right side. A couple of pretty dominating performances by the Athletics in the first two games of the series. They won 3-0 last night and lead 10-2 here this afternoon. Off the end of the bat, and the count is 0-2. Make sure you stay tuned for A's Post Game Live presented by State Farm coming up after the ball game. Brody Brazil, Bip Roberts, and well, we just may have a couple surprises for you from here at the ballpark. Just saying, you may want to stay tuned. Off the facing of the press box. The writer's press box here in this ballpark is down the right field line. Guaranteed rate field, which it's been that way for a while now, but doesn't mean that the writers are necessarily happy about that.
Do the same thing in Anaheim, but some of the beat writers on the more regular basis have a little area down.
Maxwell holds on to it, and that's out number one. So Brady with the strikeout. So 1 away here in the ninth.
There it is, way up there for the Scribes.
So a little bit down the right field line.
It used to be where we are here, the press box for the print media, but they wanted to make suites, and so they did, and they said, "You're gone."
Did not go over that well.
No, it didn't.
First pitch to Anderson is high.
Well, the one thing at Old Tiger Stadium, they were way up high. The broadcast booth right behind home plate, but the press up the upper echelons. Tiger Stadium.
Strike call, 1-1 the count. Anderson is 0 for 2. He's got a sacrifice fly, picking up his 21st RBI of the year. Both the White Sox runs in this game are unearned. The A's have committed 3 errors.
Did not allow a run last night either. So it's been a good couple of days for the pitching staff. I think we all just hope that Jarrell Cotton can come back Thursday in the series finale in Houston, when he's scheduled to make the appearance and start.
Well, they have to wait and see on that.
Yeah, it's closed up, but he's got to get something on it to harden it a little bit. Of course, Rich Hill, as we saw last year, a lot of blisters on his middle finger of his left hand.
2-2 pitch, swing, and a miss. The tag put on by Maxwell, and that indeed is a strikeout. So 2 away. Series final tomorrow. Looks like the A's will be going for a sweep. Sonny Gray against Derek Holland. Derek Holland, after many years with the Texas Rangers, signed with the White Sox in the offseason. So the lefty Holland, the righty Sonny Gray tomorrow. And our coverage will start at 10 a.m. with A's postgame live, or A's pregame live, excuse me.
Somebody hit the ball.
So 0-1 to Kevin Smith. So make sure you tune in to the postgame show coming up after the game today and game 3 of the series tomorrow right here on NBC Sports California. So now the White Sox down to their final strike with the count 0-2. Smith does not have a hit today, just 5 hits in the ball game. The A's have out-hit the White Sox 15-5. Fastball misses badly. So 1-2. Michael Brady trying to wrap it up. Foul back. Another good performance by the A's bullpen, even though the bullpen had a big lead today, but a good performance nonetheless after 4 shutout innings last night.
Now, a little bit different from last night to today. 3-0. The bullpen had to come in because of the injury, the blister on Terrell Cotton's thumb. Today, big lead for Daniel Gossett, and then 3 relievers have come in.
Count even now 2-2.
Brady became a pitcher because the slider was a little bit difficult for him to hit, not like the curveball that a lot of people, but he throws a very good cutter.
And a swinging strikeout. Brady strikes out the side in the bottom of the 9th. And the A's have won the first 2 games of this series. Time of game today was 3 hours and 22 minutes. Paid crowd was 38,618 in the A's. What a fun day for the youngsters. We'll talk to a couple of those when we come back. 10-2 the final, A's over the White Sox. It's time now for A's Post Game Live presented by State Farm. Brody Brazil, take it away.